Hey, just wanted to take a few today and talk about the importance of self-image. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people go through assorted things that give them this image of themselves that necessarily maybe fits where they're at to them, but really doesn't do them any good. As an example, when I was a kid, I used to get picked on a lot, and I kind of buried myself in books. I read a lot and became the whole geek paradigm here, and that's kind of where I felt myself to be. And while that was not the ideal, I mean, I did get a lot of people picking on me for no particular reason other than I just felt like I should be, I think. I was also a bit of a smartass, and so I kind of brought it on myself. But the point being that that was the image I had as a kid, and so the one spot where it maybe came in my favor was that I was one of the first people to actually touch a computer other than in a Commodore and learn how to use computers, and so I actually know a fair amount about computers. But as years went on, of course, that kind of held me back because I just was very introverted and very focused on just making my own day-to-day life as painless as I could. But unfortunately, the focus being on pain, being a lack of pain, is still an issue of being a pain focus, which means I ended up with a lot of issues. But over the years, I eventually got a little bit out of my shell, and I ended up getting a job at Future Shop, which here in the U.S. was just starting out. And I had applied for a position at the store there, trying to get a job as a salesperson, but they didn't really have faith in my ability to do that, so I got a job there as a cashier. Now, there were a few of us, Kara, Michaela, Nikolai, and Wendy. The thing was that we were all very focused on our job, but Nikolai and I both were hired as cashiers, and both of us wanted to actually be in sales. Now, the one thing that let us get that direction, the management had said, well, if you want to go into sales, you have to prove you can sell. And so our objective was to sell extended warranties on the things coming through that didn't have it. And they told us, if you could sell like $1,000 worth within a month, then we'll move you over to sales. So I went from this image, self-image of being a cashier. I decided, okay, I'm a salesman, I can do this. I am a success, and I'm a successful salesman. And Nikolai and I ended up with a contest between the two of us to see who could sell more. And we both ended up getting ourselves into the sales position. And the nice thing was, going from a paid position that was like $1,300 a month, going to a commission one with a minimum of $1,500. At the time, I mean, this is early 90s, and so that was, fairly substantial. And the way we did it, though, is we both put on the image saying, okay, I am a successful salesman. This is my ability. I can do this. And, damn straight, I'm a good salesman. And with doing that, that actually got us to a place where we could even go, we got into the sales area, and, instead of being at $1,300 a month, I ended up going up to $2,000, or during Christmas, I think the best month I ever had was about $3,500. But the point being that the reason I was able to do it and even succeed there was because I put the personal image on of myself. saying, okay, I'm a salesman, I can do this. So that's where that goes. And the point being here that if we had actually kept the image that we were hired with, which was, oh, well, we're a cashier, can be efficient, can do what we need to get people through the line, and left it at that, I never would have grown. I never would have actually expanded beyond that. And, 20 years later, I may still be in that kind of a position. Now, because I actually stepped out of my area of comfort, and I started actually doing something that was kind of new to me, which was talking to people and, getting to know them and learning sales. I mean, the one thing, I had little bits of sales training on Saturday mornings before we opened the store. Saturday being the one day you never get off in retail. But, over the years it got better, and I had several other times that I ended up in sales positions, and it was always good because I could go out there and I had the ability to sell. And worked out very well, although over the years things have happened that I've actually ended up being going through brain surgery. But even with that, I could be considering myself helpless, hopeless, and disabled beyond all remedy. But I still choose to actually step up here and say, okay, I am me, I'm a person, I'm still able to do something that can actually help myself and others. Now, what I want to focus on with this really is the point being that no matter what your thoughts of you are very, very limited by the one thing more than anything else, which is your own self-image. Now, you look at the people that I know, and I'm getting to hang around with some very high-end people now that are pulling in, $50,000, $100,000 a month, and you ask them about themselves, and they'll say, "Well, I'm a people person, and I'm a leader. I'm very, very willing to communicate, and the things just flow into me." And because they think that way, that's what happens. And sometimes you might actually find yourself a little bit frustrated because, well, you've tried changing the way you think of yourself, but it doesn't work, and after about a couple of days or a week or a month, you go back to where you were. But quite honestly, the one thing about it is, if you're going to change the way you are, if you're going to change the way you think about yourself, you have to take a little bit more ambition with it and really focus on, okay, this is me, this is what I am, this is where I am. And if you're in sales, it's like, okay, I am a salesperson, people listen to me, people want to buy from me. And and you'll find more and more as you say that to yourself, and you want to actually tell yourself that on a regular basis, several times a day. Just say it to yourself even, just so you can remind yourself, okay, this is where I am. And you'll find that as you do that more and more, that those kind of things are going to happen for you. Now, for instance, the people I've been surrounding myself in with Empower, which is a very awesome network of people, but the people I'm surrounding myself with who are all succeeding are all thinking of themselves as successes. And if you want to do that, if you want to be there, you can do it. Now, I chose Empower as a way of sharing information both about me, but also about an opportunity to move forward and do something to improve my own life. Because, quite honestly, I am not in a situation that allows for a regular 9-to-5 job, which actually suits me well, because I really don't want to be the slave anymore to some company and them telling me everything about my life that I have to do. So the awesome thing with something like Empower or any of the network opportunities you find online is that you have an opportunity to do it on your own terms. Now, would you like to actually have a better situation for yourself, something where you don't have to go deal with punching in time cards, and you know, that's one of those things that I always found a little frustrating, was going through and saying, okay, I got to be there at 7:45 every morning, and I've got to be dressed so and so. I've got to actually be fully shaved, and have to go through all this stuff that I had to be. And it's one of those things that if you're in that situation, maybe you think, okay, well, what would it be like if I could just sleep in, get up when I wanted to, and maybe go play golf today, or when it's a day like this, which is incredibly beautiful out here today. Wouldn't you like to actually be able to enjoy it? I mean, as you can see, I'm obviously in no hurry to get anywhere. And if you want to be in the same type of situation where it's like, okay, it's my choice, I can do what I want, then take a few minutes, and down below the video here there is a link. If you're on YouTube, just go to my website, whoistobias.com, and you'll find the video there. But the point being that if you choose to take control of your life, because honestly there's nobody else that has control of your life, it's totally up to you. And if you want to actually take control and change for a positive the things in your life to be the way you want them to be, you need to take action to do it. I mean, the point being, if you're going to see yourself getting an extra $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, which is totally possible, you can do it. I can give you the tools with Empower. Just click the link below. It's $25 to sign up. It's a meal and a movie. No big deal. Go out there, and for $25 you can get started, and you have the capability with that to pull in $20,000, $30,000 a month if you choose. Now, do I guarantee it? Absolutely not, because the one thing about it is that if you pick up the tools with the attitude, oh, I'm a failure, this will never work, then you're right. But on the flip side, if you come up and say, okay, I'm going to make this happen no matter what the hell it takes, you'll find yourself getting there. The one thing I can tell you, though, is if you want to change your life, you have to do something. If you don't join up with Empower, or don't do something like spending the $25 to get you started and start now, then the one thing you're going to find is if you don't do that, then you're not going to change a thing about your life. But if you want to be in a better place financially or in any other way, I mean, finances are just the touch, just the beginning of it. You can actually change your life, but even more, you can help others change their lives, because what you're doing is you're sharing an opportunity for them, and when you consider you're getting 100% commission for it, and there's a couple other things with it, but the opportunities are amazing if you choose to use them. But it's all up to you, and you need to decide, okay, do you want something more in your life? And if you do, what are you willing to do to make it happen? Realize that the people who have the things that you want, that you wish you had, started out probably where you're at, but they committed themselves in one way. They said, okay, I'm going to do right now the things that other people won't do, so I can have the things that those other people can't have. If you want to have that and change your life that way, it's your choice. Click the link below, get going. $25, it's not a big deal. Get started, and we will work together to make your life better if you choose to join me. Thanks.